Oh, nice. Wow. Oh. All right, Jungo is back. Got a brand new Storm ball here, the Ion Pro. And according to Storm, this is their brand new benchmark ball, right? So what is a benchmark ball? Everyone's got a little bit different definition, but to me, a benchmark ball is a ball right in the middle of your bag, right? It's kind of the ball you start with on a fresh condition while you're warming up. You get a read for the lanes, you can ball up, you can ball down, you can go to something earlier, you can go to something later, etc. So to me, a benchmark ball is a ball that fits right in the middle of your bag, and it's gonna work on a variety of patterns. Now before, all the benchmark balls that we know have been symmetrical solids. IQ Tour, Phase 2, something brand new here. So we got an asymmetrical hybrid as the new benchmark ball, right? So I think an asymmetrical ball is good as a benchmark, right? You have way more drilling options with that asymmetry, with that mass bias. There's way more layouts you can do. On a symmetric ball, it's kind of really only the pin you're worried about where you're putting that in relation to your grip. With an asymmetric ball, the mass bias, right? You can have a lot more variations of layouts, a lot more variations of reactions. I haven't thrown this ball yet, just drilled it. Let's see if it fits in the middle of my bag. So today I got the Eternity Pie. This is my tank, bring it everywhere. Really early rolling, really heavy rolling, really smooth. It doesn't cover that many boards, but it's made for oil, right? If you're bowling on soup, you gotta get an Eternity Pie. And then I got my idle here, Optimum idle. This is kind of like an upper mid ball for me, kind of a ball down from the Eternity Pie. And then at the very bottom of the bag, I got the Zen Gold Label. Sim Pearl, right, shiny, right? This is when the lanes burn up. This is what I'm going to. Ion Pro should fit right in the middle of these three. Kind of right where the idle is. We'll see how it differentiates. It's gonna be interesting. Let's throw the Eternity Pie for a shot. Just get a read with the tank, right? Show you how early and heavy rolling this ball is. Right, really early, really strong, very smooth, right? Made for fresh conditions when there's a lot of oil. All right, so if you're an avid league bowler, right, you got 4 or 6 balls, you're gonna need a tank like this, an asymmetrical solid. Like, there's a lot of them on the market. This one is my favorite, Eternity Pie, but you got the Harsh Reality, right? You got a whole bunch of stuff from Hammer, you got the Black Widows, right? You got the Masterminds from Brunswick, etc., right? So if you're an avid league bowler, you got 4 balls or more, you gotta have a big asym solid. All right, let's throw one more just to show how early and smooth and heavy rolling this ball is. We're gonna go 5 left of the previous shot. So a little bit too far left there with that ball. Starts up really early. Doesn't have enough back end to get back from that steep of an angle, right? So that's what a tank is. It's for fresh oil, it's for playing a little straighter, and that's what those balls are built for. All right, let's go down, ball down to my Optimum idle here. So this ball is a symmetrical solid, sort of my old benchmark. Get further down lane, it's gonna have a little bit more pop at the back end because of the symmetric core, weaker cover stop. All right, pretty good shot, but you can see how much more back end the idle has than the Eternity Pie. So those two are kind of at the top end of my bag. Let's get to the Ion. All right, never thrown this ball before, fresh off the drill press, brand new, comes at 4,000 grit. See how it goes. I'm thinking because it's asymmetric, it should be a little smoother than the idle. Yes, smoother than the idle. The idle went through the face from there. There we just left the 4-9, really close to the pocket. So let's just move one board left and we should strike. Wow, perfect. Definitely smoother than the Optimum idle and gets down the lane a little further than the Eternity Pie. So for me, it kind of fits right in between the Eternity and the idle, which makes sense. It's a lower diff, asymmetric, should fill that gap right there. So initial thoughts, this ball is probably a little stronger than the benchmarks I'm used to, like the Phase 2s and the IQ Tours and the Optimum idle. So this ball's a little bit stronger, I would say. So, which is good, right? You want smooth rolling, like controllable balls as your benchmark. Missed a hair left there at the arrows, one board left. And because this pattern is, you know, a challenge pattern, went through the face. So we're gonna have to get that ball a little further right to the break point. Missing left is dead on this pattern, obviously on the fresh. Oh, wow. I'm gonna mark that time, a little bit further right at the break point. The ball sets up real nice, and there's no violent reaction, right? These are freshly dressed lanes that bowled like 10 shots only, it just slows down that back end, right? It's not so violent. And if you have a violent reaction on the fresh, you know, that's not gonna be good for your score. Even though it missed a little bit left there, this ball definitely has a really predictable motion, right? And that's what you want out of a benchmark ball. So Storm recreating the benchmark, a little bit stronger than normal, but I think it's really gonna work out well. Oh yeah, beautiful. That's exactly what I like to see. Really slow off the back end, but still got enough pop to get back when you're playing fourth arrow like that. I think this ball is gonna get a lot of use from me actually, right? It's gonna have a nice 1-2 punch with the new idle. Small step down here from the Eternity Pie, but you can tell it's gonna have a lot more use on more conditions, right? Where the Eternity is sometimes too early. Optimum idle, same line. This ball is gonna have way more back end. Wow, that's a perfect example. I was right over 19 at the arrows, right where I struck with the ion. That ball dove into the pocket, right? Almost left the 9-pin, 4-9 almost, right? So Optimum idle definitely has more back end, more continuation at the back end, saves its energy much longer. All right, let's throw the Eternity on that same line. This should be the opposite, right? This ball is gonna start up much earlier, be much flatter off the spot. All right, that's a decent one with the Eternity. As you can see, the back end is just not as violent as the Optimum idle. Kind of sets up much earlier, a little flatter off the spot. So that's why these balls are meant for fresh conditions, playing a little bit straighter. I'm just thinking, I just want a couple more with each shot for the, so that's about 10 to 15 shots with those 3 balls. Storm says their design intent, I think it's absolutely bang on. This is gonna be a benchmark ball. Very early rolling, very smooth, but it's still got some teeth in it, right? It's still gonna handle some oil, right? So I think Storm did a really good job with this one. So I'm gonna throw my Zen Gold label now, my Sim Pearl, just to see how much further down lane that ball gets than the other 3. And then we'll move over to the long pattern and see how it does on that. Wow, that was a pretty good shot actually, but you can see how violent that symmetric pearl is. So if you're trying to use a ball like that on a fresh condition like this, it's gonna be very hard to control that. Yeah, another good shot. Moved a couple left there and just went a little bit too far down lane, left a little weak 10. You can see the reaction difference of balls in my bag, and the ion is right in the middle. Really good ball. There we go, paired one with the Zen Gold label, right? But you can see how easy that ball floats down the lane compared to these other 3. That's why that ball is for a little bit burnt up lanes, a little bit drier conditions. All right, halfway through the vid here, we're about to switch over to the long pattern, see what this ball does. My question for you is, what is your benchmark ball and why? Is it your favorite ball? Is it the ball right in the middle of your bag, right? Is it the smoothest ball? Let me know down in the comments what your benchmark ball is and why. Long pattern next. All right, we're switching over here to the long pattern, and on Storm's website, they say that the ion, a benchmark ball, is good for a variety of styles and a variety of patterns. We just did medium, 39 feet. We're now here on the long, 43 feet. We're gonna see how this ball reacts and see if we can use it on multiple patterns, right? Which I think we can. It's strong enough just from bowling on the medium. We're gonna see how it looks. All right, let's just get straight into it. Gotta move my break point a little bit closer to the head pin. All right, not bad. Just went a little long down lane. Let's bump 3 right with my feet. Keep the same break point. Oh, nice. Yep, so that ball's got enough teeth to get back on a long pattern. I think Storm is right on their website. You can use this ball in a variety of patterns, right? It's got a good amount of strength and a good amount of predictability. So it's not gonna go crazy off the back end and it's not gonna go dead straight. You know what this ball is gonna do. All right, one more to the right. Let's try and flush this one. Ooh, missed a little right, still came back. That's a really good sign. Yeah, that's really good, right? A little bit half hits, a little light shakers, and it's carrying, right? So that ball means that ball's setting up properly, it's getting into a roll, and it's got really high carry percentage. Okay, let's throw the Eternity Pie, which is probably the correct ball in this pattern, and we'll see how it looks. Yeah, money. Pie is just stronger overall. More asymmetry, stronger cover, a little more surface. For the Ion kind of had a shaker hits, that one went dead flush. Yeah, definitely the right ball in this pattern. Definitely stronger than the Ion. Excellent, amazing. Amazing 1-2 punch right there. Okay, down to the idle, same line. We know what this is gonna do. Yeah, longer, snappier. Crazy, you can see that ball finished down by the 8 pin, right? Where the Eternity kind of going way more forward through the pins. Oh, yeah. Got that one just a hair right, maybe like a half board. Just 710 was there for a sec, so that just means that ball's late, right? Which makes sense. Ah, there it is. All right, so if I'm bowling for score, I'm using the Eternity all day on this. Then maybe a game, 2 games later, down to the Ion, right? And then this ball after that. Yeah, very nice. Missed in with that one, right? Didn't go crazy off the back end. Still had a chance to get a strike. Yeah, I like that ball. It's like benchmark ball on steroids. Just a little bit too smooth. You can hit the pocket all day with that ball though. Ooh, yeah, just very predictable ball. Very predictable ball motion, right? Especially on these like harder conditions, challenging sport. Miss a little right, ball's gonna be a little right at the head pin, right? All right, best tank ever made. Ooh. Yeah, see how much stronger that ball is? Have to start moving a little bit left. All right, one more with the Eternity, one more with the Ion. Let's do a recap. Woo! Oh, money. All right, let's recap. We're back from the lanes throwing the brand new benchmark ball from Storm, the Ion Pro, right? It's not the typical benchmark. As we know, it used to be like a symmetrical solid, strong symmetrical solid, right in the middle of your bag. This one, brand new design. We got an asymmetrical hybrid. The asymmetry, the differential, is a lot lower on this ball than what you would find in like an Eternity Pie or Harsh Reality or something like that. So this ball is designed to hook a little less than those, and because of that, should fit right in the middle of your bag. So we tested it, right? I had my tank, my Eternity Pie. I had my current benchmark ball in the Optimum Idol. And then I have my burn ball, which is the Zen Gold label. Bring those 3 balls everywhere, just because I know what they do against one another. They're good in a lot of patterns, and I wanted to see if this would fit right in the middle. And it fits in the middle, but a little bit higher than the Optimum Idol, right? It's gonna hook more than the Idol. It's a little earlier, stronger, but definitely not as strong and early as the Eternity Pie. So benchmark ball, yes, right? This ball is really smooth, really predictable. It's gonna work on a lot of patterns. Right, it's strong enough to handle oil on long, and it's smooth enough to handle medium and short. Bang on, Storm. Great design, great colors, great smell, and this ball is gonna become part of my bag for a while, I think. It's gonna join those 3, and those 4 balls are gonna come with me pretty much everywhere for the rest of the year, I think. So the other 2 balls, like if I were to bring 6, I would bring 1 urethane, and then depending where I'm going, what I'm bowling on is what other ball I would bring. Whatever it may be, another strong ball, another pearl, another symmetric, it just depends. But these balls are always gonna work on every pattern. That's the definition of a good ball. Works for a lot of people on a lot of different patterns, and it's consistent. That's the definition of a good ball. That's the definition of this Ion Pro. Just to elaborate a little bit, as you see it on the medium, the first pattern I bowled on, very smooth, very predictable. I was able to flush a bunch of strikes, where the Eternity Pie was just a little too early, a little too strong, a little too much ball for those clean back ends on 39 feet, right? And then we switched over to the long, and this ball went a little too far down lane on the fresh, as to be expected, right? But it still can get there, right? It still hits pocket, still striking, just not flush, where the Eternity Pie now comes into play, and that ball was flush, perfect. As I said, this ball works on a lot of patterns, right? I could use them on both patterns on the fresh. Should wait a little bit on the long until it breaks down a little bit and then use it. But yeah, this ball's gonna get a lot of use for a lot of different people. Great ball, Storm, great ball. All right, I had quite a few people asking me last weekend about our merch. You can order it online. You can pick your color shirt, you can pick our design, you can pick anything you want. jrproshop.threadless.com. Check it out, they got tons of stuff. Anything you want. Sweaters, hoodies, zip-ups. Punch out. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope I gave you a little bit of information about this new ball. Thanks for watching. And don't forget my question down below. What is your current benchmark ball and why? See you in the next vid. Oh!